Welcome to This Week from Blue Mountain Broadcasting. I'm your host, Lynelle Ellis, the president of Blue Mountain Broadcasting Association, and I'm so glad that you've tuned in today. I'm going to be interviewing Norma Hernandez, the mayor of the city of College Place, and really looking forward to my conversation with her, where we will get an update about some very exciting things that are taking place for the city and our community. And then I'm going to share with you some things in the station news segment at the end of the program, and let's start now with our devotional thought. One of my favorite passages in the Bible is Psalm 103. And the reason this psalm is so special to me is that it lays out the whole relationship between God and humans very clearly in just one psalm. This relationship between God and me, between God and you. I feel like this one psalm clearly explains God's whole plan for humans. It tells us who God is, it tells us who we are, and it's filled with praise because God is so good. Let's read through Psalm 103 piece by piece today, and then we can think together about each important passage. Here's how it starts. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. Now let's pause here for a moment. This psalm starts out with praise to God and then quickly reminds the singer or the reader not to forget God's goodness. And then the next section describes the things that God does for us and gives a rationale or a reason for why we would be blessing the Lord and giving him praise. Here's what it says. Who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from destruction, who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies your mouth with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. Those are some wonderful reasons to give God praise. And now the psalm goes on to describe more reasons why we would want to bless the Lord. And this passage also gives a very good description of God's character, who he is. It goes like this. The Lord executes righteousness and justice for all who are oppressed. He made his ways known to Moses, his acts to the children of Israel. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in mercy. He will not always strive with us, nor will he keep his anger forever. Now that we have read a description of God's character, the psalm further explores how God acts in our lives because of who he is. He has not dealt with us according to our sins, nor punished us according to our iniquities. For as the heavens are high above the earth, so great is his mercy toward those who fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our transgressions from us. As a father pities his children, so the Lord pities those who fear him. And the next section tells us why God treats his human children the way he does. It's a clear description of who we are and what we are like. It's a humbling picture of our true situation. For he knows our frame. He remembers that we are dust. As for man, his days are like grass. As a flower of the field, so he flourishes. For the wind passes over it, and it is gone, and its place remembers it no more. Now that we see clearly that we are fragile and temporary, a key word starts the next section. That word is but. Even though we are like dust and grass, God is good and merciful, and he doesn't treat us like we deserve. Our lives on earth are fleeting, but God is eternal. Let's read the next part. But the mercy of the Lord, there's that word but the mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting on those who fear him, and his righteousness to children's children, to such as keep his covenant, and to those who remember his commandments to do them. The Lord has established his throne in heaven, and his kingdom rules over all. God is faithful. He keeps his covenant with us. He gives us mercy and righteousness, not just to us, but to our children and our grandchildren. He just wants us to remember him, to honor the covenant with him, and to follow him and do his will. The last part of the psalm returns to the idea of blessing the Lord. Now that we've explored who we are and who he is and the goodness of his character, we can't help but join the other created beings, like the angels, in praising him. And the final section of the psalm moves from a picture of those who are in heaven praising God to earth and the works that he has created praising him in their own way, and finally to a very personal moment of praise. Listen. Bless the Lord, you his angels, who excel in strength, who do his word, heeding the voice of his word. Bless the Lord, all you his hosts, you ministers of his, who do his pleasure. Bless the Lord, all his works, in all places of his dominion. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Joining me now is Norma Hernandez, Mayor of the City of College Place. Norma, it's so great to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
We have a lot of exciting things to share with our viewers about what's going on in College Place, but I'd like to start with something exciting that's happening for you and for the city, both. And that is an appointment by Governor Inslee to the Affordable Housing Advisory Board. What is that board?
Yeah, I was quite excited. It came as a surprise. So the Affordable Housing Advisory Board there's a number of us throughout the state that are representing our cities, our locations, and I got appointed for Eastern Washington for the Association of Washington Cities, and our job is to provide recommendations of affordable housing issues, solutions, problems. And Eastern Washington has not had somebody at this table in a long, long time. And as you know, things have changed rapidly in the last, 5 years?
Yes.
With housing prices, and the stock of housing is just so low right now. Mm-hmm. So I was excited to be able to get appointed to get in there and represent what Eastern Washington, specifically what our valley is going through and what our needs are. There's so much investment on the west side of the state. I want to remind them that we have just as many needs here and lives that are affected by the lack of affordable housing. We do.
It is a big issue in our community. I've actually interviewed some others who were sharing with me about some of the statistics about how housing prices have gone up much more rapidly than incomes have increased in our area, and as you mentioned, the shortage of housing in general. So you have real needs to be able to share, and it's great you're going to have a voice there at the table.
Well, my interest came in, I was part of the Community Council's Affordable Housing Study group, and I was on their management team, and as we learned all these things and learned that almost 60% of our neighbors are cost burden when it comes to housing, that's pretty scary. And so when I became mayor, that was one of the things I wanted to try to address, especially for College Place. Obviously, this is what's close to my heart. But we're so close in neighbors, right? So what affects one community is definitely going to affect the other community. So if we can better housing prices, make more housing available, and put some investment in our communities, especially from Olympia, I think it would go a long way for us.
Mm-hmm. Well, very exciting, and an opportunity for you and for our voice here in Eastern Washington to be heard.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be there.
And we have some really special things coming up that are going to be starting right away here in the city of College Place. I know just within the next few weeks. One of the things we've come to really treasure in College Place is our farmers market. So can you talk with us about that?
Yeah, you know, it's become a staple for us every summer, something we always look forward to, and it's such a community gathering place. It's just become fun, and each year we're adding a little bit more and a little bit more to make it more exciting. So our farmers market is going to start May 27th, so on Thursdays, and it's going to run every Thursday till the end of September from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and still at beautiful Lions Park, so it's been a great location for us.
Yes.
We're going to have a number of new vendors. We're going to have musical groups. They're bringing in some entertainment, and we're having a number of vendors that are now interested in our location because we've had really good traffic. And of course, some of our favorites that come back year after year, so we appreciate the access to all those fresh vegetables and fruit and little goodies.
Yes,
So-
and cheese and,
exactly, bread, you know, bread and cheese, that's pretty much all I go for sometimes.
Well, it is really a wonderful farmers market, and you're right. The setting. I know when it first started, it was over. The farmers market began over near the city hall.
Correct.
On the hot pavement.
hot-
That's how we thought of it, and it's so refreshing to have it on the grass at the park.
Well, you know, it occurred to us after we, you know, a few times of people saying it's just so hot here. It's like, why didn't we ever think of that in the first place? And this year it was, we were planning on making a little change up, but because of COVID, we had to stick with the same plan this year. But next year, our goal is to kind of maybe move some of our things around at different parks, at different locations, especially our movies and the park. We don't always want to have them in one place. We want to be able to hit different neighborhoods with it. So we're looking forward to mixing it up a little bit and getting access to more of the neighborhoods so they can get in within walking distance and enjoy it.
And you just mentioned movies at the park. That's been kind of something added
Yes.
along with the farmers market. What's that going to be like this year?
Yeah, so we're going to continue with family-friendly movies. We're setting up a little bit different and just trying to keep it a little bit cooler because we start later in the evening, so it's much cooler, but we want to just make it a little bit more comfortable. And we are also getting support from Blue Zones Project, they're going to sponsor some movies, Coco and Finding Nemo, which, to tell you the truth, they're two of my favorites. And then we're going to just be having the city's going to sponsor our own, and we're still looking at them, but they're all going to be family-friendly ones, and just trying to get the community out there. Bring your blankets, bring your chairs, bring children, young and old. It's going to be something for everyone there.
Yeah, there's something fun about being together in a setting like that.
Well,
Yeah.
and you know, last year I was watching, they were setting up the movies, getting ready, and there was kids playing at the playground, and it kind of reminded me of when I was a kid and we would go to drive-in theaters. They had the little playground there for kids to be playing around until the movie started, and it took me right back to that nostalgia feeling. And as soon as the movie started, the kids came running and sat on their chairs or their blankets, and it was fun to watch.
I like that word nostalgia because I think the farmers market and these things associated with it really do go down that line of feeling nostalgic. I think people really enjoy that kind of old-fashioned getting together as a community, and of course nothing can beat the fresh produce that you can get there.
Well, and you know, I'd be remiss if I don't mention, we do take SNAP. So for those who use SNAP to buy their
Yes.
foods, and we take SNAP so they can buy that farm to market fresh fruits and vegetables and fresh bread by coming, and they get a little extra credit sometimes by SNAP. Last year they were matching 2 for 1, so every $1 you spent, you'd get $2 credit.
Nice.
Yeah, so you could just keep on buying a little bit extra. So I want to mention that
I'm glad you did.
yeah, neighbors with SNAP
Opportunities
come
are
up.
open.
Absolutely.
Yes, really good. Now, I know there are a lot of things happening in the city of College Place, and we're not going to be able to have time in our interview to talk about everything related to what's going on in the city, but you have a very special event planned coming up to address, for all of us who live in this community, what's happening in College Place.
Oh, goodness. There's a lot going on in College Place. We're quite busy, but we want people to be able to have fun in their own community. So what's coming up? We are having in the summer, we're going to have Campfire, which once again, we're partnering with United Way of Blue Mountain. And it's going to be a summer program for ages 5 to 12, and it's going to be from 7:30 in the morning till 5:30 p.m. So it'll keep your kids occupied while you're at work or you're needing some time to work from home. And it's going to be a great way where they're providing breakfast, lunch, and a midday snack for all the kids. And then, of course, exercise, things to do outside, indoors. It's going to be at Kiwanis Park, so right behind Davis Elementary. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity for outdoor activities, and we're really excited. There is a small nominal cost, and it's between $25 to $35 per family or per child, depending on, I think, the financial situation is going to be the price. But
per day?
Per week.
Per week?
Yeah.
Really?
Per week. So even $35
a week for something for your child to do all
in a
day,
safe
especially
garden environment.
If you're having to work.
Correct. And they're going to be focusing on the health mandate, so be COVID safe, but still allow children to get out and have fun this summer, where last summer they spent so much time indoors. It was so hard on them. So we're excited about that. Yeah, absolutely.
Will this be all summer then?
It's June 21st to August 27th.
Okay.
So
good part of the summer.
It's a good part of the summer, the prime times. They wanted to get, because families go on vacation sometimes right after school.
Yes,
and then,
I know our family is.
Right, okay, see, and then right before school's over, they go on their last hurrah. So we scheduled it right in the middle to try to help families and our kids get
that's great. Very good. Okay. And what about, I think there's something going on with library resources for College Place.
Yes. You know, how many years back ago did we vote to join the Walla Walla Rural Library District, right? And just last year when we thought we had everything up and running, COVID hit. So we never got our doors open, or they were never able to get their doors open. But yesterday they opened for the first time to the public. No appointment needed. You can just go in, get your books, get your videos, do research.
Where do we go? Where is it located?
Okay, it is located at Meadowbrook Plaza across from the Walmart. And it's right next to where the Subway and Papa Murphy's Pizza's at. It's on that side of the buildings. And it's a beautiful brand new location. It's been sitting there almost empty for a year. And they are open Monday through Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then they're open Sundays from 11 to 5, or Fridays. No, they're closed Sundays. I'm sorry. They're closed Sundays, but Fridays 11 to 5. And they are limiting it to 10 people coming in at once, 10 unrelated people coming in at once. So if you're a mother and a child or mother and children, you're considered one.
Yes.
So
that's really nice. That's a good way to think about it.
And they're doing a really great thing. So they have also, I'd like to mention, on Facebook, on their web page, on their Facebook page, they do summer readings. And so live kids can log in and watch somebody reading a story. And he makes it quite fun. He'll wear the hats, he'll wear the costumes, and so many families have given great feedback. And this summer they are getting a bookmobile. So we are very pleased about that, because they are going to be coming to community events. They're going to be parking at the farmers market.
So you can check out books at the farmers market.
At the farmers market, exactly. Or while the parents are shopping, the kids can go look for a book to check out. So they will be there. They're going to be at our Freedom Festival, which we are having this year.
We are having it. Okay.
Yes, we're determined to get some outdoor activities for everybody. So they're just going to be joining us on all those events and giving opportunities to check out books and videos.
Since you mentioned Freedom Festival, that will be 4th of July weekend. It's not right on the 4th of July.
Correct. Right. Because we don't want to conflict with Walla Walla has theirs and other communities. So it's going to be the weekend, and we're going to do what we usually do. There are little vendors, our parades, and especially the fireworks. Yeah. Yes. So we do want to, inform our neighbors that we will be doing some fireworks.
That's great. And City Hall just reopened. Was that yesterday as well? Just
yesterday for the first time. And they worked hard to make sure that they're doing COVID approved types of services. So it's limited services, but again, I think we believe it's what people use most. And so they can come into City Hall now, pay their bills, apply for permits, ask questions without having to make appointments or phone calls. So yes, please come in. We have all the stations there for hand washing, temperature check for anybody that needs to stay any longer. But we are so pleased to be able to have people back in City Hall.
That's good. And for those who need more update than we were able to give in our interview today, you're going to be having a State of the City address coming soon, right?
Yes, May 11th. So that's next week or so. So the State of the City, where I'm going to give an update of everything that's happened in the last year and what we are planning for this coming year. Quite a bit. You would not be you would be surprised, actually, is what I was going to say, of how much work they have done there at the city. We have our strategic plan, we have our budget, we have our appropriations. We're doing a whole renovation of Lions Park that I think the community would love to hear about. It's going to be a big deal.
So how do people, we're not attending this in person, right? This is a Zoom
Correct.
meeting?
It's still going to be a Zoom meeting.
So how do people find out where? Do they go to the city's webpage or Facebook page?
Sure. Well, and all our information is always on the city's website, but you can watch it live on Facebook on the City of College Place Facebook page, as well as the City of College Place YouTube channel, which we have. And the YouTube channel, you can see every public meeting that we have. You can watch it live, you can watch recordings if you don't have the opportunity. So anybody who may not be available at 6:30 on May 11th, they're welcome to see the recording afterwards and get all the information of what the city's going to be doing. And it's important that people know so that we could hear back from them, good or bad or concerns. We need to hear, because if we don't hear from the community, we don't know if we're doing something right or something wrong.
Very good. So good opportunity for feedback, and a great opportunity for everyone to join in on this meeting and hear what's going on for College Place.
It affects every single one of us in one way or the other. So I highly encourage people to log in, Facebook, YouTube channel, or check in afterwards and watch the video.
Okay, May 11, 6:30.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Before our city council meeting.
Very good. Well, Mayor Hernandez, I want to thank you so much for taking time to chat with us a bit today.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I'll be right back with Station News. Welcome back. Time for Station News. I want to give you an update on what has come in your generous gifts from our partnership weekend. We have now received over $22,000 in very important gifts for the operation of our ministry and for the move to the new facility. So we're very, very grateful to you and thank you. And those gifts actually are continuing to come in, and we want to encourage you to continue to give toward both the operation and the move to the new facility. And one really great way to help with that, or to sort of wrap your mind around what the needs are, is through our gift catalog, which I showed you last time on the program. Don't have one in my hand right now, but you remember the gift catalog, and we would be very happy to send one to you if you don't have one. So you can call us at 529-9149 and ask for one, and we'd be happy to send it out to you. It's really great because it shows you very specific needs that we have for the move to the new facility, as well as some specific needs about what it costs to keep Blue Mountain Television on the air day after day. So we're looking forward to your continued support, and we're really, really blessed and appreciative for what has come in so far. Also, I want to let you know that we have some exciting things coming up in programming, and these are out just a little bit into the future, so I'm not even going to give you specific days and times yet, although I will soon. But I want you to make note that we will be carrying the Walla Walla University commencements, and I didn't misspeak there. There will be 3 commencements this year. Because of our needs with COVID for social distancing, there are going to be 3 separate commencements. One will be on Friday for graduate students who are getting their master's degree, and then there will be 2 commencements taking place on Sunday. So we'll give you all the details about that coming up, but we will be carrying all of those graduations on Blue Mountain Television, and very happy to partner with Walla Walla University in bringing those to you. And then, speaking of partnering, we're also partnering with the Upper Columbia Conference to bring you the virtual camp meeting events that are going to be taking place this summer. So we're working on all the details about that, but that's coming up as well, and you can expect to be able to watch the Upper Columbia Conference camp meeting on Blue Mountain Television. And we've been meeting as some of the board members and also volunteers and staff, and talking about some fun events coming up through the summer as well. And I'm just not privileged to be able to share too much detail with you yet, but I'm really excited about a couple of these things that we hope we're going to be doing this summer, and that we're planning events that you can participate in. with Blue Mountain Television. So just tuck that away, that some exciting stuff will be coming up later in the summer related to Blue Mountain Television and our community. And again, we want to encourage you to keep praying for our ministry. It's very important that we're all in prayer for this ministry and asking God for His guidance, His blessing, and I want to thank you for doing that. And it is viewer supported. It is a community organization, and so we are very, very grateful to you. Thank you. And I want to thank you for watching the show today. I hope that you enjoyed that interview with our mayor for College Place, and look forward to meeting with you again next time on the This Week Show. Until then, see you.